quick, last thing, Canelo versus Kovalev is next Saturday. What are your thoughts on Canelo jumping up to weight divisions to face Sergey?
Kovalev?
Yeah.
Canelo's going to kill him. Canelo wins that fight easy.
How many rounds?
Who gives Canelo the toughest fight?
Huh?
Who gives Canelo the toughest fight?
You.
I wish that would be a good payday for me.
Freddie, okay, what does it say about Canelo for his legacy? If he gets that win, what does that do for him for his career?
All he has to do is stay in that weight class and never back down ever again. Because when guys go into upper weight classes and then they come back down their old weight classes, it always fails. It's not fair. Once you move up in weight, stay there and be I think he'll become a better fighter. I think he's tired of making weight and so forth, and he's going to be much stronger.
Do you think he can beat guys like Beterbiev?
Yes, he can. Yes,
Canelo talking about maybe fighting Kovalev. I mean, Canelo's a short guy for 160 pounds.
You know what? The one thing about Canelo, though, Canelo seems to adapt well. I still think we beat him in the 2 fights with Gennady, but Canelo seems to adapt well, and I see him beating Kovalev, honestly.
Well, Kovalev's not the same Kovalev from, say, 4 years ago either.
I see him beating Kovalev down and knocking him out with a body shot. For some reason, I just think that's very, very, very possible for Canelo.
And Canelo's shown a good chin against Golovkin and against Danny Jacobs and other fighters. Do you think he'll be able to take that power from a guy that much bigger?
I don't think Kovalev will hit him.
Really?
I mean, not with a clean shot. We touched him, but with Gennady, but we never really touched him with a clean shot. He's got good defense, but most of all, he wants to fight, man. He wants to go in and do his thing. And as long as he's doing that, he'll be a little faster than Kovalev, and I think he hits him to the body and may stop him.
I know we talked a little about the Canelo fight, and now it's here. You still favor Canelo going into the fight, being able to kind of move, or do you?
I favor Canelo for a lot of reasons. Number one, he went to that fight unless he knew he was going to win. Because listen, right now he's the cash cow in boxing. Why would he take that fight? But he's seen, or he saw certain things in the Kovalev fight that lets him know that he can win that fight. And the number one thing is he's to keep that distance close. Sergey needs distance to punch. He's a hell of a puncher. So you got to close that distance. And I think Canelo, he's smart to see that. They got to close that distance and go to the body. The blueprint was written when Ward did it, and then this kid did it, Yard did it. It's the body. It's the body attack that's going to hurt him because he has no inside game and his body's weak. He's weak for a lot of reasons, but all that, that's not my problem. That's his problem. So, but if first of all, another thing is Canelo's a cash cow. He's not going to fight somebody that he can't beat. Of the 4 light heavyweights, Sergey right now is the most vulnerable of the 4. So why not fight him? He's had a hard fight. He's really not going to be able to recoup from it the way he wants to. So why not fight him? And he's shown that he's at this point, while he had a good career, he's a good puncher, he shows vulnerability now. And that's what they're looking for. So if they can get that win and go back down, why not take it?
Now, for some fight fans, because they favor Canelo, some might even say, I don't agree with it, but they say Kovalev is a cherry pick. Would you disagree with that statement when people make those type of claims, even if Kovalev may not seen better days?
You could say that, and if you look at it a certain way. But here's the one thing the fans have to realize, and they got to remember this: Kovalev is still dangerous. He's still dangerous. Listen, the last hand that leaves a puncher is his punch. So he's still dangerous. Can Canelo withstand the power of 175? And they got to remember this: he's not going to be 175 in the night of the fight. He might be about 185 or 190. Who knows? Now, if he was smart, he'd go put in the contract right now. We're going to have a 12 o'clock noon weigh-in day of the fight.
Rehydration.
Because it wouldn't hurt him. Because it wouldn't hurt Canelo. Especially he's coming up. It would kill Sergey. So if he was smart, say, man, we're going to win. Hey, he can call all the shots. He's the cash cow. Where they're paying Sergey, he's only getting that because they're paying it to him. I'd say, man, we're going to win 12 noon day of the fight. You don't want that? Then you get no fight. What's he going to say? Oh, are we going to cry? They tell him go to hell and find somebody new. I would put that in my clause, but that's me. That's not him. He does what he wants to do. So, having said that, it's an interesting fight. I think the way the cards are set, it plays in Canelo's hand more than the Sergey. Sergey can still win the fight. I'm not saying he's done. He has a puncher's chance. But they picked him because they see something. There's a lot of things that they see, and I understand what they see. I'm not gonna say them, but they see the weaknesses that Sergey has at this point in his career. Why not pick him?
Daddy, what's your take on Canelo fighting Kovalev at light heavyweight?
I think the zone needed that fight. I think it's business, baby. Ain't personal. It's all business. They needed that fight. If you haven't heard, they paid a lot of money out there. 100 million here, 360 there, 50 there. It adds up. And you better get some subscriptions filled. And they weren't doing it quite at the level they needed to. They weren't putting those kind of marquee fights, and they needed to. And the billing, if you haven't noticed, that's a billing period. November. That's a billing period. So those got to be paid, baby. Those got to be paid. And so I think that was the genesis. That was really the push to make that fight. Was that? And listen, they can sell it. They can sell it. A light heavyweight. You can step it up in light heavyweight. Canelo, he's the golden goose of boxing. He's stepping up to light heavy. Wow, sounds good. But what we forget is Kovalev, a little long in the tooth.
Yep.
He's got one foot in the shadow. And he's coming off an awful tough fight. They showed a lot of heart. But man, he was in trouble in that age. He was coming off and do you think that normally he would be getting in the ring this fast? No, Benjamin, baby. Benjamin.
Canelo and Kovalev. What do you think about that?
No, man. I like Canelo, man. Don't get me wrong. I like him as a fighter. And he's been doing his thing. And he's doing a great job.
Did he bite off more than he can chew?
Man, I don't know why they trying to do that to him. Like, is he gonna have a life after this shit?
Well, he's
no, for real. Like, what the fuck?
I hear you.
Man, remember he spawned big guys too.
Yeah.
And he look a little sluggish too, like open, like too much muscle, I guess.
Right.
When he does the armor, the video, you can see he's open like that.
Who else would? I guess Triple G could have did a lot of damage to him, but who else has he fought that really?
Yeah, but the thing is, now you're talking 178. These guys come to fight, they're like 190.
Right.
195,
yeah,
like heavyweights.
Right.
Big fucking guy.
And there's no rehydration
what is he gonna
cost,
come?
right?
What is he gonna come at? 190? His height?
Right.
Remember, he's gonna weigh in at 178.
Do you think
by the time he's eating, he's gonna eat that night, recover, gain his weight. He's gonna be up in like 90, bro.
Yeah.
For his size, would he be able to handle that weight?
Exactly.
Pushing that weight around.
Because Kovalev could just box him all night.
Well, no, Kovalev's a big guy.
Right.
He's comfortable there.
Right.
I'm not saying Canelo can't be comfortable.
Right.
I'm just saying, why? He can make the
he's
same money.
chasing greatness. A lot of people say he's chasing greatness.
Why? I ain't trying to bash no franchise out there.
Right.
Well, he got all the belts. Why many more belts? Is he going to make them better?
Well, I guess he's trying to collect belts in different weight classes.
Okay, but for a legend, I understand all that. But then, how about your mind, your brain?
Right.
Would you be able to fuck bitches afterwards?
No, but wait a minute. Don't you think he can go to Kovalev's body?
I don't fuck the interview up.
Nah, you good. You good. We know what to expect when Angel's on the mic. Do you think he can go to Kovalev's body? Do you find Kovalev to be weak to the body?
He got a chance, but he got to get close to that shit.
Right.
And when you get close to the body, you know you're going to get hit.
Absolutely.
But you to sacrifice on the inside, you got to sacrifice yourself.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't beat him, but that's a tough fight.
Do you think politics
it's like me saying, it's like me
lose?
putting Danny at 54 and take him to a middleweight right now.
Right. Yeah.
He only had one fight at 68.
I don't want him to go to 54.
And you know who
he
fought? Remember the guy he fought from Canelo? He fought the kid from Europe.
Yeah, Rocky
at
Fielding.
168, and he destroyed him in one round.
Right.
But that was that guy. Okay, good.
Right.
So you moved up to 178, another fight later.
But Kovalev look a little vulnerable to the body, and Canelo goes to the body well,
but
right?
remember, you know who beat him? Andre Ward.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the goats.
Yeah,
for sure.
What happens after that?
What do you mean? What happens?
What happens when he beats? If he beats
Kovalev?
Yeah. Who's gonna fight now?
A lot of people are asking. Well, it'd be nice if he called out Ward. That'd be a super fight.
But
then he could fight Better Beef, the guy who won in Philly the other
Joey?
day. No, Alter Better Beef.
Oh yeah, the undefeated kid.
Right. I think that's a bad.
That's a good fight too. But the point is,
I don't think that's good for Kovalev.
I just don't understand how this shit works, man.
Right. Do you think politics elect Canelo?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's okay to get belts and all that, win titles at different divisions. I understand that. But, you're making money, man. It's a lot of fights at middleweight.
Right.
I understand. Listen, Listen, I'm fucked up about this shit. I'm confused. Like I ain't got no answer, bro. Like I don't understand. Like, what the fuck is going on?
He's just chasing greatness.
No,
I
I
guess, man.
understand.
He
I
wants to
understand.
be-
I'm not mad at him.
Right.
I'm not mad at him. I just don't
You think
understand.
it's bad promotion?
I just don't understand the bullshit.
What do you mean by
How about
that?
the Canelo get fucked up? What happens then?
Everybody's talking about the Canelo Kovalev fight. You may have answered that question for the guy, but I didn't get your take on that fight.
Yeah, Canelo's one of my favorite fighters, but I'm a little worried about this one. Not so much that I know he's smart enough to not be seriously hurt, but he's in there with a full-fledged light heavyweight. People are saying things that just boggle my mind. It's just like, I hate to use the phrase, but a lot of people don't know what about boxing.
Right.
They saying, oh, well, Andre Ward, you can't call on Andre Ward's name and utilize it with expressions for Canelo. Andre Ward is one of the best fighters that ever walked this planet. And he's a big...
So he's light years skill-wise above Canelo, or...
yes, of course. Okay. He is not, and I'm not saying it because he's my nephew. I'm just saying it because he is that man.
Right.
And you can't use him as the barometer for, oh, well, Canelo can go. Canelo has to get in. Kovalev's jab is a vicious tool.
Right, and he fights tall, he fights big.
Yes, and my nephew got knocked
a
down.
lot of power.
Yes, he got knocked down.
Andre got knocked down.
Exactly.
Right.
He got knocked down in the fight, and he said that was a big shot. For you to tell me that he's never going to get touched in this fight is totally ludicrous. And he's a middleweight moving up. The best of the best. Sugar Ray Robinson, the best middleweight, best welterweight of all time. He moved up to light heavyweight, was doing a number, but it was just too much from a bigger man.
Right.
I think it's going to be too much from a bigger man.
Is he going to be able to get to that body? Everybody's questioning Kovalev's body. I mean, he wasn't able to get Danny out of there, but...
Right, I mean, who did he get out of there in the middleweight division? The Marshmallow Felding?
Right, yeah.
Are you serious?
That's hilarious.
I mean, even Chavez.
He's not a middleweight, though. He's
a super middleweight,
right.
but even bigger Marshmallow.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so Chavez was there for 12 rounds.
You didn't get him out of there?
Right. Danny, Triple G don't get knocked out, so we won't even use him.
Right.
His head is like the cinder block, there's granite. So who has he knocked out in that middleweight division? He's boxed very well, but for them to say that this 6 foot, 175-pound man is going to let a 5'8" man run up on him without him breaking him up with that stick is totally ludicrous.
Right. Now, what do you say to fans and people who say, well, Canelo took shots from Triple G, so he's got a chin, he might be able to withstand Kovalev's power. What do you say to that?
It's a different thing. It's a different thing. In the Yarde fight, even when he had a little bit of trouble in one of those rounds, he got back on his, he knocked the man out with a jab. Big, young, strong, bullish young man. Coming to fight. Tough kid, undefeated.
And he got a body in the ring.
Exactly. I don't want to hear it. It's not going to be easy work at all.
Well, I think first of all, you got to give him credit for daring to be great. It's a dangerous fight. It is a fight that you ask yourself, why would he want to take that fight? It's obvious he sees something that he feels like he can exploit. So all I can do is give him credit for taking a fight of that magnitude, jumping up 2 weight classes to take the fight and putting himself in a dangerous situation like that. But look, win or lose, he's going to get credit even if he loses because he's got an out. He's there to be great. So with his fan base, he's not going to be ridiculed. He's not going to be put down or talked about or his ability minimized. He's going to be put more on a pedestal of daring to be great, and other fighters are going to be challenged to make the same move, although other fighters have made the move long before he's making his.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of started that, Verge. I remember after Amir fought Canelo, you kind of threw the gauntlet down and challenged him to him himself move up in weight. And ever since then, that's what he's been doing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's moved up in weight for the Golovkin fights, and outside of the Golovkin fight, he strategically moved up in weight. Outside the Golovkin fight, that was really the only dangerous fight. I think he fought Lara at 54, but when he moved up to 60, he's only fought Golovkin at 60. He hasn't fought anybody else at 60, I don't think.
He did fight. I think this was a catch weight too. I'm not sure what weight it was at, but he did fight the ever so dangerous Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Right, he fought him, but he put him in a bad predicament by putting a lot of weight clauses on Chavez Jr.
True.
Definitely gonna be a limited Chavez Jr. to get him down to that weight, and he hadn't fought in a while. And to take that kind of weight off, it was a weight that he was going to perform his best at. So, again, you have the advantage of a catch-weight fight. And if you have the advantage of a catch-weight fight and you're the A-side, those advantages are going to be in your court. It's not going to be in the other guy's court. It's going to be in your court. For instance, even like the Khan fight, we asked for concessions, weight concessions, to make it more of an even fight, that he only put on a certain amount of weight, and he balked at it. So all the advantages were in his court. Khan had absolutely no margin for error nowhere. And in a fight of that magnitude, you do want margin for error somewhere in that fight, at least along some performance line. Khan had none. So, and when he put it on Chavez, he got him at the right time. He got Kirkland at the right time. Been off a year and a half and everything like that, and not fight anybody rusty, so the outcome is very predictable. But you can't take anything away from him. Thank goodness he's if you compare his records with some of the others, you have to put him there. And if he's in that position to call the shot, so be it. The person taking the fight has to understand that and do the best they can under those circumstances.
Now, Sergey Kovalev came off a big win today against Yard, and now there's prospect of a fight between Kovalev and Canelo Alvarez. What's your take on that potential fight?
Well, that's something that Eddie Reynoso wants. Okay, he mentioned it to us that that's what he wants, and that's what we're going to go for. We're going to go for Kovalev.
Stylistically, how do you see that fight playing out? Both of them are strong punchers. Canelo loves going to the body. We've seen Kovalev hurt to the body against Andre Ward.
Well, that's going to make the difference, the body shots, because I mean we're in camp with Canelo, and I see him sparring occasionally, and when he goes to the body, oh my God! I mean it's just a whole different animal there. I mean he can just hurt you. He'll knock you out with both hands. So Kovalev better be ready.
So last question on that, the weight discrepancy. Canelo jumping up 2 weight classes to go fight at light heavyweight. Will that give him some problems just fighting a larger man?
No, it won't give him problems because, again, like I said, they're both big fighters, okay? They're big fighters. But Canelo, what he does, he'll go inside. He'll work his way in just like Tyson used to do. He'll work his way in there. I could already see it happening. I could predict a knockout with a body shot.
Canelo Kovalev, they just announced it today.
Yeah. Well, like I said, but it's a good fight. It's a fight, though, that Canelo's people realize. Sergey, of the 4 light heavyweight champions, he's on the decline the most. But he still has his power. It makes it an intriguing fight because Kovalev still has power. And that's the last thing to leave a fighter, a puncher. So if he catches Canelo, he might be able to get him. But Canelo has to close the distance, go to the body, and break him down. Sergey needs a long distance fight. Right. Use that good jab you have and boxing from outside. But I think that Canelo has enough strategic moves to get on the inside and break him down to the body. That's going to be the difference. Just like Yard showed. Yard, if he had more experience, he would have won that fight. Because when he went to the body, Kovalev couldn't deal with it. Now Canelo knows how to go to the body. So, but does he carry that power at 175 that he had at 160? We'll see.
But do you think that this quick turnaround and trying to get him to do it November 2nd, that this is to obviously I would imagine it's to Canelo's advantage, right? To get Kovalev right back in there.
Definitely. Plus, listen, for Sergey, he don't care. Listen, it's his going away party. He get about $10 million. Yeah, why not? Get the big money where you can. You can't blame him for that. I just think it's not a winnable fight for him the way he thinks it might be. Canelo's coming to fight, and right now he's on top of his game. Sergey's on the decline. Who would you pick? You got to go with Canelo. But I'm not saying Sergey can't win. He has to be smarter than what he does.
What do you think of Canelo going up to Kovalev? Do you think that was a smart decision, and how do you think that fight goes about?
I think it was a smart decision. Look, I think Canelo, he's one of the best fighters in the world today. And he wants to test his skills. And, this is what fighters do. This is what they're supposed to do. Test his skills at different weights. So, look, I don't blame him. If he wins, I think he's in, really truly, I think he's in a win-win situation. Because, look, if he goes up 2 divisions and wins, he looks like a beast. If he loses, he lost against a beast. So, he doesn't lose either way.
Do you think Canelo can win that fight?
Absolutely, he can win the fight. He can win the fight. He's that skilled of a fighter that he can win. It's a tough fight for him now. Look, Kovalov's not easy at all.
What would Canelo have to do to kind of get that win? And how do you, think that fight would play?
I would have to study Kovalov in order to, see what he would have to do. And I haven't had to study Kovalov, so I really don't know.
You think Kovalev picking up Buddy McGirt was a good decision in his
I think that was the best decision he's ever made, in picking up Buddy McGirt. Because look, Buddy, he was a champion, but he's a smart guy, smart trainer. He knows the ins and outs of the sport. He knows how to break down fighters. Buddy is one of the top trainers in the world.
What do you believe Canelo's greatest strength will be in this blockbuster fight in 9 days?
Well, I think, if you're Canelo, of course, he's a smaller man. He's naturally going to want to get in close. It's the logical thing for him. He's got a great chin, and in close, I don't think Kovalev is quite as dangerous. So for Canelo, he'll want to fight this fight in a phone booth, as close as he possibly can. And if he can achieve that, then I think he's got a massive chance, of course, of beating Kovalev. Kovalev, of course, if he was smart, he'd have a really good look at how Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo, and he'd see he did it with gap control. So again, he's got to fight him from long range, and that is going to be the key to the fight. It's going to be who can control the distance in the fight. If it's a close range fight, and Canelo can keep the bulk of the fight at close range, I believe he wins the fight. I think Kovalev, I'm not saying Kovalev will win from range, but that gives him his best possible chances to work from range and control the ring and the gap well.
It's a pretty remarkable story, the Canelo story, considering 2 years ago this guy was fighting at super welterweight.
It's crazy, it is, it's phenomenal. It's a testament to show that if you've got the boxing skills, you can go through weight divisions, and it takes us back to the origins of boxing where there were no weight divisions, and someone like Les Darcy was the middleweight and heavyweight champion at the same time. So it's incredible to think that now someone in this day and age of this era can do what Canelo's done. So yeah, kudos to Canelo.
Can an aging Kovalev keep up with the pace of a prime Canelo, who's now in his prime though? It's a big effort, isn't it?
It is. I think Kovalev, what he's got to do is not only has he got to fight this from range, he's got to keep it a short combo, long range fight. If he gets engaged in long combinations and long flurries, then the youth of Canelo is going to take its toll. So he's got to keep this down. It's got to be all about ring and gap control. He's got to box him from the outside. He's got to be able to get in and get out without getting hit too much and not engage in long flurries. If he starts engaging in long flurries, then he's in serious trouble.
Big fights coming up. There's Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev. Do you think that's a competitive fight on paper, seeing the fact that he's going up 15 pounds to fight, Sergey?
I think Sergey may stop him.
Really?
I think Sergey may stop him at that weight.
Now, some people went and even said that this is some sort of advanced cherry pick for Canelo. Obviously, you don't think so because you think Kovalev would stop him. Why do you think people say that? Is it because Kovalev's older? Because I I don't see this as a cherry.
No. I mean, he's older, but
Did you see Kovalev's last performance? No. They said that he didn't look that great.
I mean, I know some guys who look great in one fight, don't look great in the next fight.
It doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter. Depends on who shows up.
If Canelo would to beat Kovalev, would he be pound for pound on your rankings, or you don't believe in that?
No. I mean, I don't even know who's out there.
You just focus on.
I just focus on who's out there right now.
But
pound for pound. But that's he's the light. Isn't he light heavyweight?
Who?
Kovalev.
Yeah, he's a light heavyweight. Canelo's a middleweight. You know, some people, like I said, some people like the fight because it is, going up, but then some people don't because they feel that, Kovalev's age and his performances after, his peak. He was the crusher, then he lost the war twice.
When he fought War was just two different styles. War was boxing. Canelo's coming straight in. Now can Canelo take this shot?
Now I've seen people mention that Canelo can get to the body maybe. Kovalev is allegedly doesn't like getting body shots. It's been told, and Canelo is pretty efficient when it goes to the body.
Okay, but nobody like headshots. Hit him in the head and he's gonna try to get to the body.
I want to talk about is probably the #1 superstar in the world, Canelo Alvarez, jumping up another weight class to 175 pounds and challenging Sergey Kovalev. Sergey Kovalev came up against the win against Anthony Odd. Does Sergey Kovalev still have it in the tank to fight such a high-level opposition?
In his prime, I think it'd have been a good fight. I think Kovalev, watching him against Yarde, is that if Yarde had put a bit more pressure on him consistently from the off, he could have gassed him. But he allowed Kovalev to box at his own pace. Canelo, very experienced, he can fight. He can probably nullify a lot of what Kovalev does. And he's not particularly fresh, Kovalev. So, I think Canelo can beat him. He's younger, he's fresher. But more in the tank. It's a big money fight. It's interesting. And obviously jumping up weight divisions, but Canelo can carry that weight, I think. And we'll just see what happens. But I think Canelo will beat him.
You told me before Canelo on body shots against Kovalev.
Canelo stops him somewhere between the 7th and 9th round with a good body shot, but he's gonna work the body until he gets the perfect one.
What did you think of against the Anthony Yarde fight for?
No, I didn't see it.
Kovalev? You didn't see it? Okay.
I didn't see it. No.
He was doing pretty well, and then he got hurt. I think it was the 7th or 8th round. Then he came back and finished him with a jab, basically.
I didn't see the fight. Obviously, I read about it. I read that he won, but I didn't. It really didn't. It didn't interest me. Sorry.
Kovalev and Canelo's face-off. I'm sure you probably saw them. They were taking selfies before. Are you surprised to see that part of the crusher?
No, listen. I don't care how they take it. This is if he wins, good for him. But he was, first of all, think about it. He was at the light heavyweight. He was picked. He was chosen. He's the weakest link at this point. He's on the downward side of his career. He hasn't looked good in the last 2 fights. And by the way, let me say this. This guy said he's learned more in his last fight than he learned in the last 10 years, trying to like stabbing me. But you look terrible in that fight. So you telling me Buddy made you look that bad? Don't put that on Buddy. You look bad on your own. Don't say Buddy made you look good, because you look terrible. Listen, if Yarde had more experience and more time, he'd be Sergey. But guess what? He burnt himself out. He was tired by the time he got knocked out, because he was exhausted. Not because Sergey was putting a beat on him.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, listen, he gonna get payday.
Yeah.
He's gonna cash out.
Yeah.
So if he loses, he's still not sad.
Yeah.
If he wins, then he's a big guy. He's supposed to win.
Yeah.
I'm still going with Canelo, because he picked him for a reason.